Hi, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk with Gwen. So, I want to talk about what it's like to turn 60. Now, for many of us, that might even be 50, but for me, it was 60. And what I've observed with a lot of my women friends is that they have gone through something similar, and it's called Meltdown. And where it comes from, I have no idea. What happened to me was I turned 60, didn't give it another thought until somebody said to me, "Do you fancy coming and setting up a retreat in Portugal with me?" And I froze. Who was going to go and set up a retreat at 60? Suddenly, all these messages started dropping in like, "I've only got 20 good years left. What about my health? What am I fit to do? Could I do it?" And I realised that 60 was defining me as an age where I'd never been defined by an age before. And it didn't go away overnight. It was an entire process. I questioned my ability, I questioned my capacity, I questioned my value to society. I'd had a very active career, I'd been a very dynamic woman. I'd left that career about 5 years previously. I felt that I was in a great position because I could choose to do what I wanted at that time. I had a father who was in the early stages of dementia. I wanted to be free and flexible to be available to him whenever he might need me. I could see that there would be greater demands on my time, perhaps, and I wanted to be able to offer that. I had a sick dog as well who was coming to the end of his life, and I wanted to be there to nurse him. But also, I needed to generate an income. So all these things came toppling into my awareness about how was I going to survive, because I wasn't going to get my pension. Every time I thought I was getting close to my pension, it was moving further and further away. I'd been out of a job, so what were my skills? What could I do? But also too, I'm an older woman, so I'm a bit more invisible in the culture that I live in. I'm not as appreciated, and I'm perhaps have lost even a lot of skills. Maybe not even lost them. Maybe I never had them, because we move in such a fast-changing, evolving, developing world that it doesn't take you long to leave your job and find that your transferable skills may not be either so transferable or so desirable. So I then started to look at and explore, why did I feel like this? And it occurred to me that my mother's generation would have happily be coming to 60, turning 60, 62, 63, and maybe 65, and welcoming retirement. And there were a lot of women out there who were reaching an age where they wanted to retire, but actually possibly might not be able to retire because they weren't getting their pension, they weren't financially secure, maybe like me, had an elderly parent or a grandchildren, or they just hadn't made enough money, because 60 now is very young. Most of us have got a good 20 years left, and hopefully more. So I thought also with that, knowing that my mother's generation had had a different experience, I started to think about what's different about my experience now. And my mum was old at 60, whereas I felt young at 60. I still feel young, but I felt like I was being put into a box that said, you're beginning to wind down, you're not so valuable. And I was actually reinforcing this in my life by listening to these messages and beginning to really doubt myself. And then I went to this gathering. It was a sacred gathering of men and women. And the women went into one room to prepare and to communicate and converse and connect. And the facilitator turned right and said, and we're delighted to have the elders here. So I looked around the room and realised they were looking at me. And then I thought, they think I'm old as well. I walked away and I considered that. And I thought, that's the difference. We have nothing, no ceremony, no ritual, no recognition. Then in actual fact, when we reach a certain age, we do become the elders in our society. And we've forgotten this. We have forgotten that we are the wisdom keepers. And indeed, once you realise that, and once you realise that you have a duty of care to the younger generation, to help guide them and impart that wisdom, join them as well, find out what they need, because you have that life experience. It doesn't have to be a skill. It's just the experience of life, and there is something that comes with the experience of life. Not all life is great, not all life is easy, but we can get through it, and we're the living proof of that. And I think that needs sharing and recognising. And the more I started to feel that within myself, the more power it started to give me. I then decided I'm going to go out and learn about technology, which is how I'm able to be here today. I thought, I want my flexibility, I want my freedom, so online business. So I started exploring that. And something I haven't talked about here is that I then joined a community called SFM Community, and in January of last year, and I have never ever looked back. It's given me a lot of confidence. It's put me in contact with people around the globe. I have built my own website. I've set up this YouTube channel. I've done lots and lots of things that have just given me that spice of life again. It's given me that vigour and vitality, and it's given me direction and purpose. And I think that's the other thing as older women. It's a new chapter, and we can write this chapter, but so often we don't know how. And I was at that stage. I looked at it and thought, well, what do I do with it? What can I do? But I got quite a lot of help. I reached out, I got help, I worked with this community, and through that, I'm building a business. If you want to know more about that business, I'm actually going to put a link down below so you can find out more about it, because I'm not here to sell you that. I'm here to talk about what it's like to turn 60. And it may be 50 for you. So in the comments below, and it might be 40. I'm not putting an age on it. For me, it was 60. So in the comments below, tell me what your experiences are of hitting that big birthday and what it meant to you. Tell me your experiences of how you've wanted to change your life, what you might have done, or where you might be struggling, and we can talk about that. Okay, well, thanks for listening to me again, and have a great week. Bye.